Hey guys, April here. In this live video, I'm going to show you how I make my super simple turkey quinoa chili. So I hope you're having a fabulous afternoon. I feel like it gets dark around where I am, like at around this time, like 3:30. So the light isn't that great, but that's okay. So the recipe for this turkey quinoa chili is not on my website. Normally they are, but I don't have time to post it today. So I will post a link to show you how you can grab the recipe. It's in my most recent ebook of recipes. So it's in the fall 2017 one. So I'll post a link to it. So if you want the recipe, you can grab it. So what I've got in this pot here is just some onion and the ground turkey. So I've cooked that through. So that's all done. And so now I'm going to add some spices. I was going to say something else about the recipe. Oh yeah, this is not one that I will do on a weeknight necessarily. So this is more of something I might do if I have a little bit of extra time, if I get home from work early, or on the weekend. So see, now the sun's coming out. So now it's like getting brighter in here. Or I'll do it on the weekend and, you know, have some extras for lunches early in the week, only because it takes about an hour, because it takes about 45 minutes to really let the flavors and all the different seasonings really gel. So it's not one of those like super quick ones. So definitely plan it for like a weekend or maybe on a day off or when you have time. Okay, so let me add the spices here before this gets super overcooked. So I got like the ground turkey with onion, and I'm gonna add some cumin and some oregano. So we'll get that in there. I'm gonna do this one. So when I first made this, and the recipe actually calls for ground or diced tomatoes with some chilies, like some ground chilies, hot peppers. Now I couldn't find those this time, so I'm gonna just do like the regular canned tomatoes with some spices. But you can always turn up the heat with some hot pepper flakes. Oops, drop that in. With some hot pepper flakes. So I'm gonna add some red pepper flakes. If you don't like it spicy, you do not have to add them. But I'm gonna add a little bit just to give it a little bit more kick. All right. So remember, ground turkey is really lean, and I find it dries out super quick. So that's why it's nice to have it in a chili, like a dish like this, where there's lots of other fluid, so it doesn't get dried out. So I'm just like breaking this up with a spoon. There. Okay. So now I'm gonna add all the other ingredients, and I'll show you what goes in. What I love about this chili is that there are so many veggies in it. It's super high in protein, and of course it has lots of healthy carbohydrates in it, and it's loaded with fiber. So it's something that can really help keep you fuller longer. Okay, so to the ground turkey and onions, I'm gonna add 2 cans of the chopped tomatoes. And like I said, I'll use the chopped tomatoes with the, what do they call it, herbs and spices? Yeah, herbs and spices. So not necessarily a lot of salt. I'm gonna add my own salt for flavor. There, now it's quiet. But I like to have like the extra spices in there with the spices that they put into the tomatoes, into the canned tomatoes. Okay, then we need our, oh, now it's dark again. And now we need our healthy carbohydrates, our fibers, our protein. So we've got red kidney beans, so 1 can of those, and 1 can of white kidney beans. And of course you can use chickpeas if you don't have those beans, that's totally fine. And I'm gonna add some corn. So I just have some frozen corn here. I got the chunk out, there we go. Okay, and then I'm gonna stir this up to combine it here. And I will add a little bit of salt and pepper, because like I said, none of my canned foods have any salt in them. So you can have a little, like we need a little bit of salt just for the flavors to come together. I find it helps, not a ton. If your canned tomatoes do have salt, then that's totally fine. Oh, and actually, you know what else? I forgot the tomato paste. That has a ton of flavor. And actually, I think this one has herbs and spices as well. It's not sodium free, it is low sodium. So there, I've got some salt in there. Help to bring out some flavor. So let's put that guy in. There we go. And like I was saying in the beginning, I wouldn't get this probably done on a weekday, like on a busy weekday for a busy weekday supper, but definitely something I would make on the weekend. It makes like a nice big batch and it's great for leftovers. It freezes really well. You could even just make it and then freeze the whole thing. So that's that. Okay. I'll show you what it looks like when it's done too, when I've done mixing this. And some salt and pepper. Let's add that as well. Okay. Another reason I like this, so I'm gonna add a little bit of salt and some more pepper. Another reason I like this is because it has shredded zucchini in it. So it calls for shredded zucchini, or I'll just grate the zucchini right into it. I'll do that after. But again, lots of veggies in there, which I love. So, you know, you kind of get everything you need, which is so handy in a nice, hearty, warm dish. Okay, so that's gonna gel for about 45 minutes. So I'm just gonna leave it on low. We're gonna let that simmer, let the flavors come together with the spices and the cumin and the curry, the chili powder, and we're gonna let that all come together. And then after 45 minutes, I'm gonna add cooked quinoa. So I just have the box of quinoa that I bought. It makes about 2.5 cups. So I just cook that up, and then so I add the cooked quinoa to the chili, and then I also shred in the zucchini, like I said. And then after that's in, you let it sit, let it cook for another maybe 10-15 minutes, and then you can serve it with whatever you like: shredded cheese, a little bit of sour cream, even like some creamy Greek yogurt on top, green onions, whatever you like. And that is your hearty meal. So I will come back just to show you the last step. And here, I'll show you what it looks like right now. This is what it's gonna simmer away at. And that's what it looks like right now. It smells amazing. So let's let that simmer for about 45 minutes, and then I will be back. See you soon.